There are 67 million bird watchers in the U.S. today. It has gone up 50% since the pandemic, according to Backyard Bird Watchers of 2022. It's the fastest growing hobby in North America. There's a few things you can do to enjoy bird watching. All you need to have is a field guide. This is Birds of Michigan. It's a very good one. I use this quite a bit. Here are binoculars and to invite the birds in your backyard. Today I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to attract bluebirds, orioles, hummingbirds, and songbirds to your own backyard. First of all, bluebirds. This is an eastern bluebird. And they can actually see insects from over 100 feet away. They either pounce on them or they catch them in mid-flight. They eat insects, beetles, caterpillars, and grasshoppers. And a way to attract them to your yard is to provide nesting boxes. Now this is an old nesting box my kids made many years ago. You can get you can make them yourself. There's plenty of patterns online you can get, or you could buy them places like Amazon. They start at $25. The new ones, or the ones that they have a place that you can open it up and clean out the nesting material every year. And you do want to clean them out September to February every year so they have fresh, or so it's a clean place to start. The best place to put them is along woodland edges or on fence posts. They like to be protected, but they also like wide open areas that they can swoop and get their insects. It's good to put them on a pole if you have it, because you see this one has squirrel damage. It was on a tree, and the squirrels kind of chew and get in there. So it's nice to put them 6 to 8 feet up on a pole is a good place. For food, in the feeder, they like raisins, berries. I get a nut berry blend, and also they have different kinds of suets for all different kinds of birds. So these are nice. We put these out for them, and they love mealworms. Mealworms you can get at any store. Walmart has a good price. Amazon is a good place to get them. And see next, so we got the nesting boxes, the food, now the water. Bluebirds like moving water, like a stream. But if you don't have a stream in your backyard, you could they love fountains or a bird bath. We have a bird bath here. And what is cool is I found this. It's a solar-powered fountain that wants to start. You just put it in the bird feeder with the water, and it just has a little fountain, and the sun charges it. I've been using this one for a couple of years, so you can find these on Amazon. Bluebirds do need to drink every day, so a good source of water is very important if you want to keep them around. Okay, second of all, orioles. They come from Mexican to northern South America, and they come to the U.S. to breed in April and May, then they fly back down for the summer. When they first get here, they like the grape jelly and the oranges, and there's different feeders that you can get specifically made for that. And then after they first get here and they settle in a little bit, they like the nectar. Now this is an oriole feeder, quite similar to a hummingbird. It has larger holes, they're usually orange. And the nectar you can make at home, it's a ratio of 6 to 1. 6 cups water, 1 part sugar. Bring the water up to boil, then you add the sugar to dissolve it, mix it in, and then when it's cooled, I usually fill these about half full. Then the extra, I put like in an empty apple juice container and keep in my fridge. Because these should be changed about every couple days, every other day. Sometimes every day if it's really 90 degrees out. So you got to keep these clean. And then after their nesting is done, they concentrate mainly on insects before they go back down south for the winter. Now hummingbirds, let me show you a picture of orioles. This is an oriole. I've seen one so far this year. I haven't been looking too hard. And the next one is hummingbirds. So this is a hummingbird. And they're only found in the Americas. There's over 350 species, and they're still discovering different species today. The feeders, you've seen the red ones. They have the smaller holes. Now, hummingbirds like a ratio of 4 to 1. They like their water sweeter. 4 parts water, 1 part sugar. I have often seen Orioles on hummingbird feeders too. So same thing applies. You make some extra. I have 2 jugs, one for Orioles, one for hummingbirds. I just mark on there. And then you need to change these too quite often and keep them clean. They have quite a different varieties of the nectar feeders. This one is pretty fun because it actually hooks. It actually will go on your window, and then you can suctions to your window, and then you can actually see them come up and get the nectar. So this has been a pretty fun one to watch the birds. And the water source, hummingbirds, they prefer a shallow water source. So if you have extra fountain, just put lots of rocks in it. They also like fountains or misters. So those are all things to encourage hummingbirds to come to your yard. And also plant native flowers. The tubular, like the columbine, sunflowers, there's trumpet honeysuckle, fuchsia, bee balm, butterfly bush. These are just a few of the choices, but there's many out there. So you want to provide a lot of flowers also for them. And then finally, the songbirds and other birds. Now here is a purple finch. We have quite a few pairs of these in our yard. It's nice to see their colors change. This is a chickadee. So it's just very important. They have, for the feeders, there's all different shapes and sizes of feeders depending what kind of seed you get. We like the flat trace feeders for like peanuts and mealworms. And then they have, the different types for like finches, for the thistle, or just depending what kind of seed you have, you get that feeder. It's important to clean the feeders. We usually fill them, but every other time I'll take them in and wash them really good and then refill them. It's important to rake underneath the bird feeders because they get to build up the shells and stuff, so it's important to keep that area clean. Year-round, we leave out black oil sunflower seeds, and that's what we year-round. They always have that. We always try to have a suet. Not all the time, but a lot of the time I always have a suet available. They have different kinds. They have kinds for woodpeckers, and they have berry ones, and they have mealworm ones. So there's a big variety of those. So, and they also birds like the water source also. They like to take bird baths, so just a bird feeder. Habitat, birds love bushes and trees, so they can take their food and go up and eat it and feel safe. So in conclusion, I hope you learned today that you could attract birds to your own backyard by providing habitat, nesting boxes, appropriate food, and good water sources. You should be inviting a whole community of birds into your backyard to watch and enjoy. So get out the bird book and binoculars and enjoy nature. Thank you.